Once upon a time, there was once a sailor named Bob. One day he realized he could make energy for himself. He was so excited that he didn't have to depend on anyone to help him live his life. But once he finally settled down enough to actually think straight, he wanted to find out how actually this was possible. So he decided to go and find someone who had the knowledge he was looking for. First, he went to the red blood cell that lived next door. "Hey, Mr. Blood, do you know how I'm able to produce energy by myself?" Mr. Blood looked at Bob with a question mark written all over his face. "No, Bob, I do not know how that is possible. Why don't you go ask the brain cell down the lane?" Bob thanked Mr. Blood and started down the road. When Bob got down to Mr. Cranium's house, he was outside playing with the children. Bob walked up to him and cleared his throat. "Hello, Mr. Cranium. Could you possibly help me understand something?" "Sure, Bob. What do you need to know?" "How am I able to make my own energy?" Mr. Cranium stood there, tapping his head in a thought. A few minutes later, he finally came up with the answer he was looking for. "Well, Bob, the process you were wondering about where you are able to make your own energy is called cellular respiration. It takes place in your cytoplasm and mitochondria inside of you. All of us are able to do it. This process that takes place inside of you consists of 3 cycles: glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. These cycles can either happen aerobically or anaerobically. But we have plenty of oxygen around us, so you won't have to worry about having to carry out these cycles without the presence of it. What first happens is glycolysis, which takes glucose and turns it into 2-pyruvates, which is just a type of sugar your body uses. Second, the grooming of pyruvates into acetyl-CoA, so the Krebs cycle can use it to release carbon dioxide and produce ATPs. ATPs are energy your body uses to do everything it needs to do. At last, the electron transport chain, which is just a chemical across the matrix, a part of your mitochondria. It then flows through the ATP synthase to make more and more ATPs, so that is good enough explanation.
Bob couldn't contain his excitement. He was jumping around with the joy of having this knowledge. He then realized he had questions. First, yes, that was a magnificent explanation. I don't think anyone else could have explained it any better. Second, what happens if we don't have any oxygen around? Could we still be able to carry out these cycles? Mr. Cranium couldn't help but to laugh. Of course, we can still carry out these processes. I told you that. Remember it was called anaerobic? Well, what happens here after glycolysis is the pyruvates don't enter the Krebs cycle. Instead, they go through lactic acid or alcoholic fermentation, and 2 totally different processes from the aerobic process. We will always be able to produce our own energy. Oh, okay. Well, thanks a ton, Mr. Cranium. You helped me out a lot. I'm so happy I finally know what happens inside of me, so I'm able to make my own energy. With that, Bob waved goodbye to Mr. Cranium and started back up the lane to his house so he could tell his parents about everything he found out today. What a great and informational day for Bob. The end.